I sometimes wish I was a spontaneous person. I am on live TV.
Oh! Are you kidding me? Oh!
But with this novel, I perhaps was the most spontaneous outside of when I moved in with my husband 3 weeks after meeting.
Oh, wow.
So there was that.
Tamron Hall has been a respected journalist for nearly 3 decades. But it was when she became the first black female co-host of The Today Show in 2014 that she became a household name. And after a highly publicized exit from the show in 2017, she took the time to build and launch her own self-titled talk show. Now, after a 2020 Emmy win for Outstanding Informative Talk Show Host, Hall is adding the title of author to her resume with As the Wicked Watch, revealing a story that's extremely personal to her in more ways than one. I met up with her during a break from filming her show in Central Park, New York. How long have you wanted to write for, and why was now the right time to do it?
Wow, so the two stories that inspired this novel happened in 1997. I was a reporter in the same year in Dallas, and then I moved on to Chicago. In Dallas, there was an 11-year-old girl who was murdered who happened to be white. In Chicago, an 11-year-old girl murdered African American, and experiencing those stories as a reporter, as a woman, as a human, greatly impacted me. So it was all inside, right? And I needed this character to deal with some of those things. I wanted to put her in these situations and see how I could flesh it out with her. Almost like an alter ego, but not. She's about, 40% Tamron. I was a participant, but I was also a witness, and I wanted her to benefit from some of that. So I needed her not to be Tamron. I needed her to truly be this character.
Was there some catharsis in writing her, thinking back to your career?
Absolutely. The cases I covered in 1997 were prior to me losing my sister. And seeing the pain in my father's eye and knowing what I had to heal within myself. And we talk about this even on my show, how we've pushed things down to move forward, but at some point these things will have to be dealt with, the trauma of the world shutting down and what we all witness. So we're surviving right now, but what happens when we finally have a moment to process it? And so for me, the pandemic gave me a moment to process what I had experienced as a reporter, and also what I had experienced as a family member of someone whose life was cut short because of violence.
You left The Today Show in 2017. The transition from there to where you are now definitely doesn't sound like an easy one, right? I think people presume doors just open, but what did you kind of learn during that process of leaving one show to kind of start this new chapter?
I learned the importance of speaking up for yourself in rooms where you clearly see there's doubt, right? I was pitching the show to a number of networks and studios, and I could see they liked me or respected my decision to leave the Today Show. But a talk show with her name, that might be a bridge too far. Finding the confidence to promote yourself, right, is very difficult. And I learned the art of really being a salesman and a representative for myself and what I had accomplished, and being confident in articulating that and tying it into what I felt was a brand worth betting on.
Making the show, you were there from the ground up. You're putting something to the world that is unmistakably you. What did you learn during that process, or what did you kind of figure out about yourself during that?
Oh, I looked at all the shows that I'd done over the years. At one point in time, I had 5 shows on 7 different networks: TLC, Investigation Discovery, MSNBC, NBC, and so many now I can't even remember the 5th. But I thought to myself, how do I pull in this grassroots, show, and how do I make it a grassroots effort to bring in people from all sides? I would be the branch, but the branches are the members of these different audiences. And that was something that I studied and really invested in and doubled down, almost like a presidential campaign. I was trying to build a coalition.
This is something relatively new to you. You write all the time, but this style of writing that, you know, when you're a little scared maybe to do something or just haven't done it before, how do you kind of build up that confidence to just go for it?
I think you go for it.
Right.
I think if you overthink it, you defeat confidence. I mean, think about how many things you've done or how many things we've witnessed people create that if they took a beat more, they would have talked themselves out of it, or others would talk you out of it. And I didn't share with a lot of people. They knew I was writing a book. I think most people assumed a memoir. Most did not know it was a novel, and certainly not a series.
Yeah.
They would have talked me out of it, perhaps. I don't know. Or I would have talked myself out of it. I don't know.
This is Lena Horne, the Hollywood legend, her old building. Now you have a special connection with her, right? Like, tell me a little bit about why she inspired you.
Well, right when I joined the Today Show, when I became the first Black woman to co-host the weekday Today Show, Lena Horne's family had put her items up for auction. And I was lucky enough to get one of her jackets, and it meant the world to me because what she represented for me and my culture and African history was tremendous. And so when I signed my contract to join the Today Show, I felt it was appropriate to wear something from her legacy, because at the end of the day, I represent that legacy without ever having, met her. I'm her legacy.
What maybe is like one very specific lesson that you kind of learned from her career, or how she just managed her own career that you took into your own?
Great perseverance at that time, and we even see it now. She faced discrimination in Hollywood. What does a lead look like? And she persevered. She was versatile, from acting to music to style. Everything about her screamed to me, don't settle for one lane. And that's why the talk show, me writing the book, all of these things that I've dipped my toe in, when people say to me, oh my gosh, how do you have time for all of it? I don't, but I make time. Because if I am going to carry that legacy, I'll have to do exactly what she did, not allow the world to put me in one lane, and reach out and do new things.
You have the talk show, now you have the book that's come out. It feels as if you are reintroducing yourself in a lot of ways. Where do you kind of want to go? You know, where's the next step for you?
It's amazing. I'm 51, and I have young women and men coming to me all the time asking for advice, and I'm getting emotional when I think about it. I revel in it now, and I just want to soak up this moment and discover more about myself as a leader, not just a leader of the show, but a leader in my community. And I see community as everyone. I see everyone around me. When I say Tam Fam, I mean that. I see everyone as a part of my tribe. I just want to be a voice of leadership in the tribe of humanity. And with that, I don't know where it goes. I know I have a second book in this series. I have this talk show, but what I will do next likely will come to me in the middle of the night when I'm half asleep, as this book did, and I will grab my phone and hit voice memo, and it will come out of me. And I'm excited to see it, but I think for once in my life, I just want to live in the garden that I've grown and enjoy it.